Now, I wanted to make sure I wrote this down before I forgot it. The definition of politics is the activities associated with the governance of a country or area, especially the debate or conflict among individuals or parties having hope to achieve power. What's going on, everybody? My name is Christopher Addison, Sola Scriptura. Let's go ahead and break that down. Defining politics, defining that, let's break down the definition. The activities associated with the governance of a country or area. Okay. So what's going on with the government in the United States? You remember how back in the day, first year of President Trump, he used to call out a lot of stuff going on. He used to call out China. He used to call out a lot of things going on in the Middle East and Israel. And it was quite amazing because a lot of people, his predecessors, were not talking about this particular thing. But yeah, he was calling out a lot of things. But it's like, sometime later, not too much later down the road, is that he was silenced on a lot of those same issues. Like, no, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. And one thing, I have a friend, a Facebook friend, and a good buddy. I go to these Planned Parenthoods and preach with, and he's always talking about on Facebook and in person to me about how President Trump never calls out two things: the homosexual issue and the abortion issue. Abortion is murder. Hope you understand that. Hope you have my listening audience. Hope y'all got that. Abortion is murder. It is a human being growing inside of the womb. Even Planned Parenthood admitted this, and when admitted their hypocrisy was showing when Chris Brown was going through his lady was going through a miscarriage, and Planned Parenthood expressed condolences for their child, who they also acknowledged as a boy. So that's a human being. Let's get that straight. There's no way of saying a bust about it. This isn't just a religious argument. It's a moral, it's a biological, scientific argument. Clear as day. And also homosexuality. And also, I haven't spoken about it yet, amazing, because I wanted to get all my facts straight first. The matter of sexualizing young children, the movie Cuties, the previous show, what's it called? Dance Moms or something like that, ran for about 8 seasons in 2011 to about 19 or so, 2019. And then sexualization, exploitation of children, which is blatant pedophilia. And now instead of those pedophilia being called out, the director, female director from Senegal, I believe, and instead of them being called out for what it is, they're being, men and others are being shamed, and it's just being written off as conservative values and trying to be imposed on sexually empowering women. Man, come on. And then there's also the stuff about Harvey Weinstein that came out just right around that same time. What's the name? He called it out at the Golden Globes. Exactly what it is. He just eviscerated everybody, including Tom Hanks. He had an ugly look on his face. Like, oh man, he's talking about me. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all of those. I mean, this stuff that happened in Penn State, Jeffrey Sandusky. So our governance isn't calling out any of these things. It's a hush-hush mission. Especially the debate or conflict among individuals. Many are debating this stuff. Is it okay? Is it not okay? We just throw it away as cast aside as conservative talking points, traditional family values, which is what the Black Lives Matter is destroying: the traditional family, the nuclear family, husband, wife, children, Jesus Christ on top, and in hopes to achieve power. It's just breaking out that definition. They're trying to achieve power. Who's trying to achieve power? Are we trying to keep to the traditional family? Are we trying to keep to traditional views and trying to keep to traditional overarching viewpoint of this country, of the United States of America, and a globe as well, but just focusing on the Western world, United States of America, so that it doesn't continue to degrade in the same fashion as Sodom and Gomorrah. Are we just going to go ahead and go on with this stuff? I remember, if you recall, in 1st and 2nd Samuel, and Prophet Samuel in his days, is how the people, the Hebrew nation, they just, oh, we want a ruler, we want a king. We want a king like the Gentile nations. And, okay, so Yahweh compromised, and he gave them a king. He gave them Samuel. How about Saul? He gave him King Saul, and eventually David, and then the king started to erode away after King David. It was for all those who came right after him. A few, there's like a small handful of good ones, but the vast majority were awful for the Hebrew nation, and that led to eventually to the degradation of society, which, in a small sense, you can chalk that up like, man, this reverted right back to before the flood. Even after the flood, and the 8 got off the boat, Noah and his sons and their wives got off the boat, and then the controversy happened with them, and Noah was drunk and was laid down with, and after the controversy happened with them, and how the degradation of society, it came right back. It didn't skip a beat, and that's what's going on right now. In Isaiah 9, chapter 6, verse 6, you think about our true governor, our true ruler, who actually, it says in 2 Chronicles 7:14, I believe. I got to look that up. Is that if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves, and pray, and then I will heal their nation. Well, how many people are actually doing that? How many are humbling themselves instead of going about and chasing after, like, as I mentioned in Romans 11, about the Jews who rejected the righteousness of Christ and pursued their own righteousness. So how many are actually humbling themselves and pursuing after Christ's righteousness? Very few. There are many professing Christians who they uphold the name of Christ. Like, yeah, I'm a Christian. Look at my cross around my neck, man. I got a fish decal on my car. I got a Bible on the dashboard. I have 5 Bibles on my bookshelf at home. I go to church. I punch my church card every Sunday, and on the holidays, on Ishtar and Christ Mass. I do all these things. Yeah. Okay. But there's no true conversion in your heart. You have not truly been washed by the blood of the Lamb. You just taken upon the veneer of Christ, the veneer of being a disciple of Christ, because I guess it looks good. You think people would say, hey, may think I'm some notable person because I have religion in my back pocket. And Isaiah 9:6 is the prophecy of Christ coming, the Messiah coming into this world through the Hebrew nation from the lineage of King David. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. Let's stop right there. Let's drop down to verse 7. And of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end upon the throne of David, his kingly rule, his bloodline, and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. Wow. Man, that's our governor. And yeah, our rule doesn't, we don't make up our own rules. We take our rules straight from Christ our King. for all those who profess to ascribe to some kind of form of worship of Christ, our King. Anyone else who's just saying they're going about with their own twisted politics and talking about some stuff, but never talking about the glaring issues, like, what are you doing? Why are you being so disingenuous and hiding the more important issues that are corrupting our world and our country? This is the politics of a reprobate, unconverted, unregenerated mankind. Our politics, we are the silent minority. However, though, that's why we continue to pray that Christ, our King, will return. Yeah, my name is Chris Ragson, Sola Scriptura. Please leave a comment on the bottom. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts about the degradation of society today. Whether it be in the music, I've had so many rant videos, Ephesians 5:11 rants about the music industry, about all this stuff going on in society, and I also pointed out cuties and Hollywood, the degradation of society and how unregenerated mankind, my people, our people in this city, Atlanta and California, New York, liberal and conservative cities and states, are looking at putting these celebrities on a pedestal instead of putting Christ, our King, on a pedestal. There aren't people voting for him in 2020. Yeah, it's time for us to be casting our vote. So go ahead and leave a comment. Follow my group on Facebook. Find it on Facebook, Sola Scriptura, the same name. And hit that notification bell, next time I post a video. In the meantime, we're going to represent our true King. And we will serve the Lord. Until next time.